Hi, and welcome to Retro Eric. Today we have a treat. We have the Colormate deLUXE. This was my wife's present for me this Christmas. I think she understands me. So before we connect it, let's just take a look on what we got. We have the Colormate deLUXE. It has a control and some knobs here in the middle. We have two game paddles on each side. These are for player A and B, and then we have also for player C and D here. So you can actually be 4 players. On the bottom, we have a cover to insert batteries. So this was actually a mobile console from the 70s. On the backplane we have DC9. The center is ground and the outer lane is plus 9 volt. RF out and a 5-pin DIN connector for a gun. Sadly, I don't have that gun, so we cannot see it and we cannot test it. Okay, let us connect it. We have a picture. It has a lot of interference, and we can move the paddle up and down, and it's actually very smooth. Wow. You know, usually when you use these paddles on older machines like this, ooh, it was quick. They will jump up and down because of, I don't know, dirt, corrosion, whatever. But these are very tight. I expect that they are just as they were when they were new. Okay, wow, it's working. Ah. Good, let's see what we can do about the picture quality. This is the wire that came with the machine. As we can see, it is very thin. And when I move it around, we get even more noise. I also noticed that if I put the wires for the antenna and the power close together, the picture gets even worse. So I think the bad picture is partially due to a poor wire. So let's try another wire. Here is the old wire. This is the way they did it back in the 70s. And here is my Commodore 64 antenna cable. It feels a lot thicker, so I guess the shielding is a lot better. Wow! Look at that! That was night and day. I can imagine all the people having this Colormate back in the 70s and having really bad picture quality. And the only thing they had to do was to replace the antenna cable. Okay, good. Let's dive in and see what all these switches and knobs are for. Okay, let's take a closer look at the buttons we have here. Of course, the on and off switch. We have the serve, manual or auto. And we have 2 players or 4 players. Team B, amateur or pro, and Team A, amateur or pro. We have the serve button we can use if it's set to manual serve. And we can choose between the 4 types of games: tennis, pelota squash, soccer, and gun. And lastly, we have the reset switch. Here is a closer look at the paddle B. It shows very little sign of wear and tear, so I don't think it has been used much. We can actually also see here that the plastic there on the B, it's still there, so we can also peel that off later. The knobs are super tight. They feel high quality when we turn them. And when looking at the screen, we also see that it reacts instantly and it does not jump up or down like some of these Pong clones often do. Time to try it out. Okay, so we have put it to manual serve, 2 players, both amateurs, and it's put to tennis mode. So let's try and to see how good I can play with 1 arm and 2 paddles. Serve. As mentioned, the pads are very good. We can move them up and down and they are very tight. Oh, it's fast. Oh, okay. So, as we can see, the tennis mode is the traditional Pong. Let's move it up to Pelota squash. And we probably need to press reset. Yes, at least something changed. Yeah, now we have a squash court. It's open here and we have player B and player A. So let's serve. And I guess we have to use now player A. Yep, that was good. Okay, so this is squash mode. Yep, I can see that. Let's try soccer. Okay, I didn't have to press reset. It jumped straight into soccer mode. Let's press serve. And we are off. Okay, so I am playing these 2 yellow paddles. And player B is the white, maybe blue. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, so each team has 1 player on the field and 1 in the goal. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that we can call this a soccer game. So let's try the gun mode. We don't have a gun, but let's see what happens. Reset. Serve maybe? Okay, a square. Okay, I guess. It's probably some sort of practice, or maybe it's the game itself, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to aim at that white dot and fire. Too bad we don't have the gun. Okay, let's try putting it back to tennis mode. But this time, let's choose Pro on Team A and Amateur on Team B, and we're still only 2 players. Reset. So, A is Amateur and B is Pro. Okay, this is as it used to be, and this, well, okay, the ball moves and the paddles moves also like, I can't see any difference. Ooh. I don't know what the Amateur and Pro does. Let's try putting both into Pro and reset. They move the same. Let's serve. Oh, now it's faster. Oh, okay. So after like 2 or 3 bounces, it becomes faster. Very much faster. Let's try that once more, just to make sure. Serve. Oh yeah. It got real very quick. Okay, so the Pro mode is just the ball bouncing and moving faster. Good. Let's try to set it, keep it in tennis, but put it back to amateur modus and put it into 4-player mode and reset. And now we have 4 paddles. Ooh, look at this. Now all these 4, let's just tilt the camera a bit. Now these 2 potentiometers on the console itself are also moving. This is grand. So actually we could take these off, of course we would. And we could be 4 players. At least the 2 in the middle should be kids maybe, to fit. Behind the console, and we could play almost the whole family. Nice. Just checking to see if these styles are good, and they are. This is grand. Nice. Let us open it up. But before I do that, I see that we actually have the original plastic also here. And we are missing one of the feet. Yeah, so quite an easy setup. Here is the control panel with the different switches. So this is the main board, and here is where the magic happens. It's not much. So here we are zoomed in. We should be able to read the numbers on the ICs. So the main IC says MOS MPS 7601. And the other 3 chips over here are Motorola chips. So let's take a look. What is the MOS MPS 7601? To find out more about the MOS 7601, I turned to Google. The first site that came up was this, where they write about the Commodore TV game 2000K. The 2000K was Commodore's clone of the popular game Pong, released by Atari as an arcade machine back in 1972. In 1976, Commodore had acquired MOS, which made the MOS 7601. The Commodore TV game 2000K also contains the MOS 7601 chip. The MOS 7601 is a crude microprocessor, sound and graphics chip in one package. It can generate green, blue, red and white. Single channel sound is generated by the 7601 on the built-in speaker. on c64wiki.com, it is listed as an CPU. So, how old is the Colormate? Under the MS 7601 we can read 3177. This tells us that the chip was produced in week 31 in the year 1977. This particular machine was probably sold before Christmas 1977. Check out The Secret Weapons of Commodore to learn more about the 7601 and its history. Now that we know what this machine is, let's put it back together. But first, let's do some minor improvements. I noticed that the PCB had some flux residuals, so let's start by cleaning that. Much better. Next, we have two broken latches on the battery cover. Luckily, one of the broken pieces was still here. With a drop of superglue, it's back together. When they unpacked the paddles, they forgot to remove all the plastic. Did you notice that the plastic was still on all the badges? Let's take it off. My camera was not on when I peeled the largest piece off. And this is not something one can go back and do again. Too bad. The glue on the plastic left some markings. I tried cleaning it with alcohol with no effect. But it looked kinda cool, so I'm leaving it. I hope you liked my video. I enjoyed making it. If you liked what you saw, you're welcome to check out my other videos. Thank you for watching.